about what I should be doing, you know.
Just so you never work on 2 sculptures or more works at the same time?
Yeah, 2 maximum.
Okay.
2, yeah.
Okay.
And I have some drawings up, so I can go back. Because, you know, like you do something on the drawing, then it has to dry. You do something here. It's all, you know, those are just, then you can just hang around.
And a little curiosity, do you write your thoughts down?
No.
No, okay. It's all in your head.
Yeah, I'm not really a writer, and I don't think I have such a great grasp on language to be able to say that yes, I can. I mean, I myself don't think so.
For you, yeah. No.
Yeah, I don't really, unless it's sometimes, you know, you read an interesting quote or something like that, then I write it down just for future reference, you know, because it might come in handy as a title for a piece, or to describe something, or, you know, to describe a certain emotion in the work, you know, specific things.
Okay. Having said that, you won't be offended, but do you enjoy talking about your artwork?
I don't mind it as long as, I do enjoy talking about it if I'm talking to somebody who's understanding what I'm doing, because then you get then I'm getting feedback about the work. And like, of course, when a person tells you things about your work, it's a huge compliment, you know, if they are seeing things or if they are expressing whatever they feel or see in the work, and it does happen occasionally, and that's great, you know. I mean, I don't do that I mean, I'm doing it right now, but it's I think it's very nice when it's more comforting when there's a back and forth, you know, and when there are observations that other people are seeing in the work, and which, I mean, that's obviously very welcome.
And could you recount any memorable comments that you found amusing or interesting?
Right now, I can't.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You know, I mean, I can't specifically say, so I don't want to just make something up. But I mean, you know, it's because my work has a certain kind of a physical presence. There have been reactions, you know. So, but I can't say specifically anything. I mean, if I remembered the story, then it would be proper. I would say it properly. But
I'm really curious now. I'm wondering if you have a favorite creature, just from sci-fi or from Japanese anime. If there's a particular creature that you really enjoy, or you look for, if say you're looking at a new movie or TV show or anything like that.
I mean, I have lots of favorite things. So I think just saying that I like one or the other would sort of be kind of, you know, because I'm not obsessed. So it's not like an obsession or a sort of a fetish. I'm not into that. I mean, but I see them as equal influences. Like, I can look at Rodin and I can look at anime, and it's the same in many ways, you know. So, but I mean, you can look at. That's why it's great to come to Italy, because, you know, you can just walk around looking at churches all day, you know, and feel that kind of gravity and that sort of intensity. Because I did it when I was your age too. I spent a year here, so, you know, you develop this kind of affection for just looking at stuff, you know, and
I think we were excited that we were able to talk to you at this time, because we've all been in Venice with Carnivale and all the amazing artwork and the artists and these huge, elaborate, intricate images everywhere. So we were really looking.
I mean, this place is I mean, you know, everywhere you go, it's like, you know, there's something to look at, you know, and it's like also preserved. I mean, most places, you know, it's for either by natural or unnatural circumstances, things are destroyed, and then they're not preserved. And here, at least, you know, everything is preserved, whatever they can be, you know. Like I was walking around today in the center, and even a part of a column, and there's something else in front of it, and obviously because of all the different times, you know, so things have been built on top of things, but whenever you can bring something out, you know, I love the idea of looking underneath something. So
Are you conscious of the preservation of your own work?
Sorry?
Are you conscious of the preservation of your own work? Do you think
Yeah.
about its future?
yeah, I mean, I hope it doesn't get destroyed, you know. I mean, it's fragile work because of the materials, but it's like, you know, it's like pottery or anything like that, you know. If you take care of it, it's fine, you know. I think it won't disintegrate unless it's forcefully damaged. But yeah, I hope it, you know.
Can we maybe at this point speak about your influence, because you are saying that like traveling you really pick up like influences and from a little bit everywhere also. So do you have, I mean, we know that you have really from African mask like also German expressionism and like this. Do you also really feel like still the influence of your country
Yes.
in your works? And yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, very much so. I mean, because those are things that are sort of like almost they're part of your DNA, you know. So, I mean, there's obviously colors, sensibilities to certain. Like for me, landscape, where I'm from. I mean, it's just a strong part of how you know, things look in the work, I think, and combinations of things, like how you put different things next to each other. There's no formula. It's just all intuitive, you know. And I think that comes from just your own history. I mean, you will all notice that, you know, later on, or when, you know, even now, like why you do certain things. I mean, when you actually think about it, it's because it goes back to some time, you know, and then you just have to locate when it was, you know, that. But I think that's just a very natural, especially when you have when you consciously look, you know, the art of looking. So I've been doing that for a long time. I mean, you know, obviously you're made conscious of that when you're studying art, that, you know, that's a big part of what you do, is to look and observe. And it's interesting, like when you look at animals, you know, how dogs, you know, I mean, I'm a dog lover, so they listen. Like most of the time they're just sitting and they're just listening all the time, and it's kind of interesting when you relate that to, you know, I think if you do the same thing, which is like just looking or listening, and it could be so you can also kind of, I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm out there or something, but basically, you know, you kind of go a little bit beyond your, you know, your immediate consciousness, you know, so you can have an appreciation for things that don't seem that you would even look at them twice, you know. So I mean, just simple things like where certain things meet, you know, or I mean, especially when you're outside, you know, and there's a huge, and the same thing happens when you're with people too, because you begin to notice you're looking at people in a different way. You're listening to them, but sometimes you're not listening, and you're just kind of looking at them, you know, because you're trying to figure out, well, I must remember those eyes, or, you know, something.